I am a 40-year-old man. Should I tell my 14 and 11-year-old children that the reason we divorced was because their mother had an affair? So I'll try to give details without going too long. I divorced my wife last summer after 16 years of marriage. We had what I considered normal marriage issues over that time, but nothing I would consider major. No drugs, abuse, cheating, financial issues, etc. During COVID, I think we both struggled with changes and we butted heads more often. In January 2021, I asked my wife to go to counseling. She responded no, and she wanted to divorce. I ended up agreeing, although I kept asking for counseling. I moved out in March, divorce final July 2021. I found out exactly 1 year ago today that my ex had been having an affair that went back to at least the fall of 2020. She introduced this guy as her boyfriend shortly after divorce was final, with the story that they didn't start dating until then. I found out and eventually had her confirm that the relationship went back at least a year earlier. I have talked to family and friends about this, but I have never brought it up with my kids. As far as I know, the kids are in the dark about what happened, and seem to carry on with the new guy around as if he's no problem. Here's my question I need advice on. A big part of me wants my kids to understand that I did not simply just leave like I believe she is leading them to believe. I wanted to work things out and only agreed to the divorce because she didn't want to stay married. I believe at some point the kids will learn more about what happened. The kids have not on their own asked me for details ever, so I bite my tongue and stay positive with them. But I also feel like I'm becoming the outsider even with joint custody because they do a lot together, and I feel like their acceptance of all this is based on a fairy tale that their mom has created. What advice would you give? I don't want to hurt my kids, but I hate so much that I feel like they don't know the truth. Comments. 1. No. No way. My child's father is an alcoholic who is never home. I will never for the life of me say anything negative about him to them. Once they are old enough and ask questions, it's okay to broach the subject. Not now. OP, so only when asked. That's kind of how I've been operating now, although I haven't been yet asked, which maybe is what shows they are too young to care or understand. 2. Babe, no. I get it. Seeing them embrace a man that played a part in not only speeding up the demise of your marriage, but also kept the possibility of attempting to heal the rift before it was too late, sucks. He's insidious and has low character. I absolutely do understand, but it's a bad idea. Firstly, it was over the second she cheated. She had an exit affair to force herself to action. He's not that special. If it wasn't him, it would have been someone else. Secondly, kids are loyal to their mother at this age, fairly universally. If you tell them, it may affect how they see her them, but it will definitely affect how they view you. Since you are the one spilling the beans, that pain will always be associated with you. You risk losing them, which is unjust, but reality. You've lost enough because of their actions, don't risk this. Lastly, they will find out. They will get suspicious, and someday they will come to you and ask. That's when you gently tell them the truth, while being as kind about her as you can, regardless of what you feel. You will win in the long run, and by doing it this way you will come out looking like the victim that you are and the only one with clean hands. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and since no one else is going to be a proper role model, it's up to you to do it. But heck, it's hard. I'm over a decade out and I promise you, it will get easier. Show your kids how to be a man, like I showed my daughter how to be a woman, and you will never regret not destroying your kids. You can do this. 3. My dad cheated. I am so grateful to my mom for not sharing that until we were all adults and still treating him respectfully and kindly. We were 10, 13 and 17 at the time. The truth has a lot of potential to harm your kids as they try to reconcile this huge part of themselves with this action. Cheating has to do with her and your relationship, but not with her and their relationship, if that makes sense. Please do not tell them details. I like the person who said, trust is a two-way street, and I lost trust due to adult problems. I have so much respect, appreciation, and love for my mom for continuing to foster the relationship we had with our dad. OP, did the person your dad cheated with become a part of your life as a girlfriend or significant other? That is part of what I'm struggling with. 4. This all comes back to intention. What is your intention in telling them? What do you want them to do? Why does an 11-year-old need this information? Because you don't want them to like the new guy? Because you're mad? How does this benefit the kids in any way? OP, I'd say although there is a part of me that would like to be sided with, I don't think that is a realistic outcome. My biggest concern right now is that an alternate lie is being pushed against me that I feel needs defense. Second history. My husband wants to reconcile and maintain an open relationship. Apologies. I'm new, this is my first post and I don't know many of the acronyms used here. Been together 20+ years. Communication has always been a problem, especially on my side, and I have made mistakes. My partner says he has always felt unloved, unappreciated, felt like he was doing everything to keep the relationship going, and is currently on treatment for depression. He never actually came out and said he felt these things, but he just manifested it through horseman number 1, constant and almost daily criticism, to the extent the sound of his car returning home would make my heart race. According to him, this feeling of lack of love from me etc. led him to into the other woman's arms. It's 6 months after cheat day. Following cheat day, I decided I wanted to work on the issues raised. However, he has emphatically repeated very many times that he won't stop the affair, but says he wants we work on our relationship and repair it. He says the other woman keeps him sane and alive, and I should be grateful to her because he's still alive due to her being in his life, and he wants to spend time with her, but wants to also come home to me. He gets very worked up if he comes from her and I'm angry, or non-communicative, or feeling depressed, and has said he doesn't like it when he comes and I'm unhappy. He provides for the family and goes above and beyond in this, is never physically abusive. I have made some serious mistakes which I wanted to work on, but I am finding it difficult. Comments. 1. You can't reconcile while continuing the affair. He doesn't want to work on your relationship problems, just turn you into a follower of his whims. Why would you want that? Unless your mistakes are a currently ongoing affair, this makes 0 sense. OP, no, my mistakes don't include an affair. 2. This guy is full of bad vibes. The nonsense he is feeding you is so he can have his fill and keep stringing you along. You feeling anxious just from the sound of his car is another reason why walking away is better for your emotional health. Put yourself first and love yourself enough not to be disrespected by this clown. 3. What your husband says and does is filth. He's not remorseful if he's still in contact with lover. He wants both worlds, you and lover. He blames you for his cheating. He didn't own up on his failings as a cheater. I cheated on my wife with not one but 2 women on the same time. But guilt was killing me. I confessed to my wife about my cheating and make amends, not only to fix our marriage but also my relationship with her. I gave in to all her demands. That's one way of getting her trust back. No demands on my part, except to give me a chance to fix the marriage that I broke, which I alone was responsible for it. Me. I was the jerk who almost destroyed my marriage and gave a lot of pain to my loving and beautiful wife. Without complete remorse and repentance from your partner, there will be no healing for you and reconciliation. You should set strict boundaries right now. 0 contact with the lover. You should demand his full cooperation, or else there will be no reconciliation. He's still on a pick-me-up dance. Still in the affair fog. If he doesn't go for your reasonable demands, jolt him. Prepare the divorce papers.